studio is full
It is.
of wonderful people. And people that are, I think, ready to get to Christmas. Huh?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was ready a week ago, but my wife does most of the shopping, so.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of.
we should check with everybody in the household, right?
I have the same thing.
I think, yeah.
But if she wants to have something, then I have to go buy it.
Right.
She's not going to buy it for herself.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes that works.
Well, I know. Sometimes that does work, but.
Well, we got the tree. That was a big thing, so.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Good. Yeah, Christmas
Well,
is
Judy's
coming.
over there. She's on one side of the table.
Yeah.
That's right.
And is this your last time here?
Well, I'm contemplating next Tuesday. The office is closed.
Okay.
For the holiday because of that funny holiday time. But I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Maybe this will be the last one. So we'll say it's the last one, and then we'll decide.
Wow. I feel honored to be part of the last chamber chat
I
with
guess.
Judy.
There you go.
Very
Thank you
special.
to our special guests today.
And by the way, we should say it's not the last chamber chat officially.
Right, with
that's
Judy.
it.
With
That
Judy,
is
yeah, you
true.
did
Yes.
qualify that.
Yes, yep. It'll be, well, and maybe we could say it's the last chamber chat of 2023. We
Okay.
can qualify that.
Wow.
It's been a fabulous year of so many wonderful businesses. And Janae did tell me that she's almost all lined up for next year.
No way.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
She said all of a sudden people started sending. So chamber chat must be a popular item on KLFD.
That's right.
Love
I
that.
do hear a lot of people that do talk about it and call me and say, I heard what you talked about. So our businesses are excited. We happen to have with one of our chamber member businesses, Thrivent, and I'm going to cut it off at that, right? Thrivent.
It is, yeah. I guess
That's
that's
kind of the new name, right?
Yes.
I was
I could-
almost going to say more.
24 years, I could go back to a few different variations of that.
Good.
Yes, right. Yeah, we could go back a long ways, as every business has great
But
history.
I think most Fortune 500 companies want to shorten it up.
Maybe
know,
that's
just
it.
do a
So people
one-word
have
thing
a
and,
one
yeah,
word,
yeah.
and so Thrivent has gone to Thrivent. We'll
Yes.
let Paul and Jessica, our guests today from their office, tell us what's happening with Thrivent.
Well, what's happening? Of course, we're wrapping up the end of the year. Thrivent itself, corporately, is one of the bigger things that has happened is their dividends that they've been paying out. And of course, we go all the way back to 1902 with the pre-merger AAL, and then in the 20s, Lutheran Brotherhood. As now we are doing a little history here.
Yeah.
And in that time frame, and I think it was, and Jessica, she's up on this, 1913, was that the first year they declared a dividend?
Yes, every year since 1913, there hasn't been a year missed that Thrivent did not declare a dividend to their
Really?
customers.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And so what the dividend is if a company's doing well financially, then they want to give some of that back to their members. And so you think about, 1913, we had the Depression, we had World War II, not
Yeah.
quite World War I, but World War I, 1918, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And all the things since then that are more recent, and of course the
Yeah,
Great
the
Recession
30s
and everything
and-
like that.
yeah.
So we've been able to do that. In fact, during the Great Recession of 2008 and 9, I know we had some meetings down in Minneapolis, and our Chief Financial Officer, Randy Bocek, Concordia graduate,
How about that?
he said, because they're kind of worried, things a little scary in 2009, with the banking industry and financial. And he said, if we never took in another dollar, we would be able to pay all of our claims for the next 30 years.
Wow.
So, and that A++ rating that Thrivent has,
Right.
there were 13 companies that had that before the 2008 and 9. And when the dust settled in 2010, there was only 3 left.
Oh, boy.
And we were one of them. So very solid, right?
Yes.
And so now I'm going to let Jessica, who, by the way, is a partner, for those of you that don't know,
Yeah.
she's going on her 3rd year here.
Yeah, I was just going to
partnering with
say
us.
3 years for you, and how many years for you, Paul?
24.
24.
Yep.
Good for you.
what's been going on with the dividends here just in the last year or two with Thrivent?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago it was in the 300 million, and they increased it for 2022 over 20%, I believe it was, into the 400 million. Next year, they've already announced that it's going into the 500 million number that they are going to be giving back to all of the members, and that's in many different forms. Some people decide to receive their dividends as a gift to themselves for that year, and other people use it to add on to their policies that they have as well. So they have some flexibility there. But I think it really talks about the strength of Thrivent, and also just being so member focused, always wanting to give back to their members rather than worrying about a profit for themselves. And that speaks a lot towards that not-for-profit status that Thrivent holds.
Yeah, for sure. It's and it's always comforting to be on the other end of that, to be somebody that owns policies or, stock or whatever the case may be, to know that the company is just doing that well.
Yeah.
And they're working hard to do that. It's not, there's just not sitting back and letting it, earn and do that kind of thing. They're working at it.
Yeah, no, they've done really a good job. And part of that, as we talk to new clients that are new to Thrivent, we are a not-for-profit, which is kind of a unique tax situation. Mm-hmm. So what that means is that we are restricted on who we can do business with. We organize under a group, and in our situation, it's Christians. Right. So we can work with Christians, but not outside of that. And so as the government looks at that and says you're restricted on who you can do business with, we're going to give you a little tax break. You don't have to pay federal or state taxes. However, but there's always a however.
There's
right?
always a however.
However,
you can't use that for dividends. You can't make your policies less expensive. You can't give more returns on your investments. You have to give that back through your organization. Right. So, a lot of people have, seen the Thrivent T-shirts, Live Generously. Yep. That's part of our giving back.
I have a couple of those.
Yeah, I do
and
too.
The Thrivent Choice and a variety of different things that we've done over the years. But if they were a for-profit, they would have to pay, as a Fortune 300 company, about $150 million a year to the federal government in the form of taxes.
Oh, boy.
But instead, now that can come back, and that's where it goes out. Yep. And some of you, we've talked about, I've done some trips to Guatemala and so forth, and that's through Thrivent Builds with Habitat for Humanity. In fact, Habitat is the single biggest recipient of those dollars at $25 million a year out of that 150. Mm-hmm. So, and I was doing a little talk one time over in Wilmer on Habitat, and they said, well, who is the biggest donor to Habitat? Gosh, at 25 million, we've got to be. Owens Corning was second at like 13 million a year. So we were almost double.
Wow.
What they were, the next nearest one. So that's a big deal. And that's how we're organized. That's how we give that back. And so, like Jessica was saying, that's that member focus, right? So when we call in, it's, we can't do this because we're trying to make more money for the company. We're doing what's in the best interest of the client, our member. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that the member is taken care of. We want to make sure that the member is made whole on some of these things. So that's our focus, and a little different than, a stock company trying to please shareholders. We are trusted to take care of our members first.
Well, and I think that's something that some people should know, and they maybe don't realize, is that some of that monies gets used by members to promote things, and over at Zion we did that with the Lutefisk dinner and things like that, and I know First has done some things with that, and a lot of people just get an opportunity to promote their things that are going on.
Yeah. No, it's a good way to get everybody involved and using those action teams and so forth. And then, as we're coming to the end of the year, there is Thrivent Choice. Maybe you want to explain that and how that works as we come to the end of the year.
Yeah, all of our Thrivent members, they have this option where they actually accumulate points, kind of point system, but it's called Choice Dollars, and so you earn so many dollars each year based on the products that you have, And then by the end of the year, you're able to go in and you can say, I would like these dollars to be designated to whatever nonprofit of your choosing. We have many that are registered out there, and oftentimes when I'm calling our members at the beginning of the year to say where you want them to go to, I am always amazed how they always wanted to stay local. So many people are saying, well, what are the organizations local that I can keep it in the community? So there's a lot of really great options out there for them to give back to the community directly that way without having to pay anything extra out of their own pockets as well. It's a good feeling to have at the end of the year, knowing that because of working with a company that is so generous, it encourages you to be more generous as well.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of, the generosity, and Judy was talking about all the businesses and involved in such a community that we have, and the giving back and so forth, and like our event coming up on Thursday at the Christian Church with the Kingery family, and helping out the local food shelf, and and Jamie describing how much that has grown. Over
for
the
sure.
years,
I was totally surprised, and I don't want to get off on another thing, but I think she said 100 families they were helping a month, and now it's increased to 400 families.
Wow.
So any of these nonprofits that are willing to step up and help. So thanks to Paul and Pam for doing that for Thursday night. It should be a wonderful concert for that, and it's just going to help so many organizations.
Yeah, and that changes. That was. People have asked, through Rotary and, different organizations, what's the need? What's the need in Meeker County or Litchfield right now? And, a few years ago, it may have been, Meeker Area Ministries with the homeless housing, and we were having to, fund that, basically what it cost for 3 apartments, but now that has all changed through, the blessings of gifts and so forth, that now they own the house, so at least they can save that. So, but the cost of, food and those type of things going up. So in that, just kind of a thing that we've been doing a lot at work, and probably some of the other financial services organizations have too, really seen increases, qualified charitable distributions. And so people, when they reach 70 and a half, can take money out of their taxable accounts and go directly to the charity without paying tax on it. And as we talk to the different CPAs, accountants, tax preparers, that's usually a really good option for them for tax purposes as well. But we've had some people come in, what'd you do? One had like 13 or something on there?
In the last couple of weeks here, there have been many that come in with a whole list written out on paper, and they have about, I think 13 was the most, of different organizations. And again, focusing on local here too. It's really neat to see.
Yeah.
Good.
That is so, and what a great deal. I mean, that not only has to make the person who's making those choices feel good, but you guys as a company have got to feel really good about that too.
Absolutely.
And as advisors, Jessica and I try to help guide people to take a comfortable amount of risk with their investments, to grow them. And of course, we have to, during downtimes, comfort them and assure them that the sky isn't falling. Turn off the TV, but turn on to KLFD.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hear the
No market
positive
talk
side of
here.
things.
I'll tell you that.
This is the no spin zone here.
No spin.
And so, that makes us feel like what we're doing is very important too, not only helping them reach their retirement goals, but when they get to the point where they have excess and they're able to do that and not have to need that for their income, but they can give back, it just, it warms our hearts to do that as well.
And
so
there's a lot more smiling people walking around out there.
Yeah.
So if someone needed to or wanted to get a hold of either of you or the other agents in your office, how do they do that?
They can give us a call at the office, and Stacy will happily answer the phone. That number is 320-593 2846, or you could stop in and say hello. Stacy's even got some homemade caramels down there for people to enjoy. And our office is 403 North Sibley Avenue.
Right. I think a lot of places have gone automated, but your office and company has not. And it is nice to have that person and that friendly voice answer the phone.
It makes a difference.
It does.
As if I need a caramel. We just got the second plate of cookies for the day.
It's that time of the year.
It is
It
that
is
time
that
of the
you kinda-
year.
You forget about all the calories that are in there. None of them have calories. I've heard.
I've never known a cookie to have calories. Never in my
right.
life.
Well, I am, through the help of some other bakers and so forth, and I've been preaching this for 30 years with bees, right, and honey.
Oh, yeah.
More recipes that you can use honey instead of the processed sugar,
Yep.
which is much better for you. So,
Absolutely.
that's my New Year's resolution, is to start eating more of those foods.
I should try doing that. I like to bake. So I'm going to have to start trying to do
There
that.
is honey cookbooks, and actually, I think if you go on the internet, there's a way to convert,
Yeah.
that sugar
Yep.
and
Oh,
use the
sure.
honey instead, and a conversion ratio, because there's more moisture in it, right, than
Yeah,
the dry.
right.
Yep.
That's the tricky part, but
Yeah.
sometimes many, many years ago, they didn't have processed sugar, and they used honey for the sweeteners and so forth. So, and it actually, the bakers do like it. I know it does preserve
Yep.
a little bit. So we're getting off track.
Well, no, see, this is
Maybe-
what
Yeah.
when people ask me, what do you talk about on KLFD? I say everything.
I was going to even just add in and say Natural Food Co-op is right next door. Another great chamber member, nonprofit organization.
And Paul's honey is there.
And yeah, Paul's honey is there. And see, it all ties together.
It's just a big circle, isn't it?
It
It is.
is. And that's what I think has been so fun
And
for
I bet
me.
these Kingeries can sing that song.
Which one?
Well, the
Circle,
circle.
circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yes. So, well, we're happy to have with us Paul and Jessica, and I know they have other great people in that office as well that can help out if they're not available when
Yes.
you call and talk with Stacy. So,
Yeah. No, we've enjoyed being members of the chamber, and you guys do a lot of great things too. And again, it's all about community. So
right.
You got it.
Working together.
You
so.
got it.
And
What's on your
speaking
agenda?
of community, this morning at 9 a.m., we announced the winners of the Light Up Litchfield contest, the business decorating contest. This is the third year we have done this. Some very gorgeous, beautiful trophies were given away. And the third place was one of our newer businesses that joined in the Light Up contest, and that was Fieldgate Cheese Store. So they had a very, very fun rendition of
Christmas vacation.
Christmas Vacation. That's right. The squirrel even
the
came
squirrel
hopping
coming out of the
So,
car.
please go down and look at these businesses. Second place, again, was Meeker Cooperative Vibrant. They had a beautiful display out there on the east edge of town. And first place, drum roll, was, again, Center Bank in Litchfield. So they have a very fun display of Christmas lights, as do all 10 of the businesses that participated. Our Light Up Litchfield committee was hard at work this year, and they did announce that phase 3 of the park is in the works.
Really?
So stay tuned. I happen to know what it is, but I'm not going to share. And
We're gonna work on
that
that.
committee has worked real hard. And to the generous donations, thank you to the community and businesses for putting out some of those donations to make all of this happen. So we appreciate that.
Okay.
So if they want to get a hold of any things that are happening, please go to events and things that are happening. LitchfieldMN.com is the Visitor Bureau website. You can also call the Chamber office 693-8184.